I'm ready to go.
You can't wear that hat and jacket. You look like a delivery man.
Well, you know, things we gotta do to make these videos, Joe.
You look absolutely ridiculous.
What's going on, Third Army? Joe here, and a few weeks ago we were asked to do a head for the American Heart Association for one of their fundraisers, and today also happens to be Valentine's Day, so we figured we'd do this all at the same time, make it a little bit more themed, because in my opinion, putting hearts on a head is a little bit weird, but we're gonna do our best to make it look cool. Of course, we're gonna start with the die first, and we're gonna be using a command low per usual, just because it doesn't have a lot of texturing on the head, so it makes the die way easier than if it has all that kind of extra design treatment to it. And for this, we wanted to definitely do something on trend and something cool with what the project is, without making it kind of too lovey-dovey or Valentine's Day-y, because it is going to the American Heart Association. So we decided we wanted to do an inside out, so the outside would just be like just a nice red, and then the inside would kind of have a little bit cooler detailing themed around the subject matter. And it's gonna take a really long time to line up going all the way around, so let's get to it. The die is now finished. I'm gonna hand it off to Chris for him to string it up. And for this week's pro tip, we're gonna teach you guys how to get a perfect channel with the Fiber 2 system. Roll the clip.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy cuddly toy, my
To form the perfect channel, you don't want to stretch out the entire piece of mesh. You really want to start out by just stretching the first two, maybe 2.5 diamonds, and then put in your normal, preferable top string. Next, we're gonna move on to the sidewalls, and since we are stringing a command low, we gotta lock down a whole bunch of them because we wanna really get that mid, low, low pocket placement. So we're gonna actually lock down 4 with just our normal knots or SIs or whatever you prefer. And then once we get to the middle of the head, we're gonna start stacking our diamonds. We're gonna use ones here to make it a little bit more shifty, but again, you can use SIs or interlocks or whatever you want. And what we like to then do here is once we stack about 3 of them, to start pulling the mesh out horizontally from the sidewall. And what this does is it actually seats the diamond in the knot and really gives you the best channeling once it's completely strung up, because you're only stretching where you want the ball to sit, and you're not gonna let that ball float around towards the top of the head and get hooked on anything. So continue this all the way down, and then when we get to the bottom, where the tail, where you wanna cinch it in again to make the ball not sit too low in the head, again, don't stretch it out as you would. Here you can start seeing the channel being formed, and we're gonna repeat the same exact process on the other side. So again, we're gonna lock down 4, we're gonna start stacking our diamonds, and then we're gonna really start pounding the pocket just in the middle once we stack a few of those ones or whatever you're gonna do in the middle of the head to really form that channel. And finally, again, don't stretch the bottom of the mesh. As you can see, by using this method, you're really only breaking in the mesh where you want the ball to sit, making it softer, because you're starting to break in that coating that is on fiber and fiber 2. And then when the ball goes to release, it gets a little bit stiffer because we're not breaking that in, really focusing that channel and giving you the best accuracy and hold you can get out of the pocket. Here she is all finished. We threw it on a custom riff with the ruby metal and black trim, which definitely gives it a tougher edge. Absolutely love the way it turned out with the red all on the outside, and then the inside you get that cool little surprise, that all over print. And I think it was really a good idea doing the step and repeat, especially in white, as opposed to doing kind of like an all over confetti type thing, which I think would have made it a little bit sillier. I mean, it is kind of Valentine's Day themed, but it's more so for the American Heart Association, so that little bit more serious kind of look to it, I think, is way better off than doing something a little bit more, stereotypical. Perfect combination between head and pocket. You've seen it a bunch, the W4 and the command low. It's gonna have an obscene amount of hold, extremely accurate, and nice clean release, not too much whip. If you did an occasion, this, absolutely love this setup together. And keeping the ruby at the top, really the head just all red and white, and then going to the jewel, going to the shaft, and then back to that brilliant red of the ruby, I think is absolutely awesome. Love the way it turned out. Again, very themed, very different, but yet it's got a cool edge to it. Mesh has come a long way from taking showers with it, with conditioner or boiling the mesh to make it break in. We spent a lot of time and money in developing Fiber 2 to be really the best mesh for everyone out there. That's why do call it the gold standard. And using this method, I think it'll bring your pocket stringing to the next level. Always love doing these kind of donation heads for good causes, such as the American Heart Association. If you want to know anything else about them, I'll definitely put a link to them in the description below. And I would love for you guys to comment also below what you guys want to see in a pro tip for next week. We're gonna start featuring your guys' actual ideas in the pro tips, which I think will be super fun. Hope you guys have a great Valentine's Day, and I'll see you on the field.